What did I just watch? In case you're wondering, I'm referring to Chibnall's stupid spider episode. Holy crap, I think this episode might have more political messaging in it than the rest of Doctor Who in its entirety. That's basically what this episode was, just one big political message, with a very lazy plot thrown together involving spiders as a sad attempt at camouflage. This series, so far, has been a complete dumpster fire, and somehow it just seems to get worse with each passing episode. I didn't think anything could be more heavy-handed than Rosa, but I was wrong. What I can say about Rosa is that at least it dealt with the subject that was legitimate and important. It was how it was presented that was the problem. This episode is nothing but a preaching session used to highlight how evil white dudes and Americans are. Chibnall now seems to be preaching exclusively to the show's NPC base. Let's get into this pile of excrement. Good things about the episode. The time tunnel looked cool. Sometimes the spiders looked okay, and I still like Graham, and Bradley Walsh again gave a great performance. Same could be said about Toes and Cole, despite the material they were given. Well, now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the many problems with this episode. The first thing you'll notice is that the BBC's diversity and inclusion strategy is being used to its full potential in this episode. Every character seems to have been cast by category. According to NPCs, if you mention this fact, then you are a sexist, racist, homophobic, etc. Actually, morons, highlighting this does not make you a bigot. If a character is there because a checklist had to be filled, then it becomes very difficult to take that character seriously. There was a conscious effort to ensure that no white males were cast in any part that wasn't villainous. In keeping with this and adhering to his masterful usage of subtlety, Chibnall has decided to make our primary villain a white male. Color me shocked. Check out my last review where I theorize why Chibnall seems to hate men, mainly white men. Evil white dude's name is Robertson, but I'm going to refer to him as Law and Order, because he was on Law and Order. The NPCs must be salivating at this character. We are first introduced to him at the beginning of the episode when he's busy oppressing checkmark LGBT character and Yaz's mother, and this is where we learn that something shady might be afoot. And we also learn that he's running in 2020, because who cares about science fiction when you have politics? As I hypothesized when I saw the trailer, not only is Law and Order a complete douchebag, but Chibnall also goes out of his way to make him a complete coward. He's so over the top that he comes off like a villain in a very bad children's movie. Just in case you forgot he was bad, he locks his bodyguard in a bathroom to get mauled and cocooned by a spider. Poor Kevin. Chibnall also makes a special effort to over-exaggerate Law and Order's spider phobia, just in case we didn't already get that evil white dude is a coward. Thanks, Chibs, I forgot. Then we learn that Law and Order is kind of a jerk to the environment. Yes, Chibnall, all current environmental problems are caused by evil white men. We get it. We learn that Law and Order has been repurposing old industrial sites to build his evil hotels. We learn that this particular hotel was built on top of an old coal mine. We learn that Law and Order has been dumping waste into the coal mines under his hotel. Law and Order blames other people for this because that's what white dudes that aren't Chibnall and his friends do. They blame others. Don't worry, Chibnall, when we look back at this dumpster fire in a few years, we'll know exactly who to blame. We learn that spider carcasses from aborted experiments were dumped into Law and Order's landfill, and then wackiness ensues. Just so original, Chibnall. But we knew that you didn't really care about the spiders. They're just there to get your messages across. Is this really the best you could come up with? At least you're keeping up with your tradition of writing garbage scripts. In case you're wondering, just who is this Law and Order person anyway? Well, he's basically Trump. I just love the look Whitaker gives him when he's talking about his various businesses. We learn that Law and Order actually hates Trump, but only because he's jealous of Trump. Am I the only one that thinks Chibnall threw in the name Trump to get a rise out of people? Yes, Chibnall, Orange Man bad. We know. It's also around here that we get that line in the trailer where everyone yells that the Doctor is in charge. It makes so much more sense now, given that it was directed at stand-in Trump. He's also meant to represent what British NPCs think the typical American is like. By that I mean, Law & Order really likes his guns. Law & Order even asks why people in the UK don't shoot things like civilized people. I'm just going to venture a guess that Chibs doesn't like Americans either. We also get a taste of more terrible modern music, because Chibs needs to make sure that young people know he is hip to them. They use the terrible music to lure the spiders to Law & Order's panic room because, of course, he has a panic room. He's an evil white dude American coward. The fact that the spiders seem to be marching in step to the music might be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in Doctor Who. Maybe this episode was meant as a comedy. That would make so much sense. In the end, the spider ceases to be the villain after it gets too big, and then Law & Order shoots the spider. Because, well, I'm sure Chibnall's army of NPCs can help clarify this for you. Whitaker's acting in this episode is just weird. I mean, what's with those facial expressions? It's like she spent half the episode episode being constipated and the other half making sure that she put evil white dude in his place. And Chibnall, why are you trying to go out of your way to make her eccentric and wacky? It comes off as the epitome of cringe. Now let's talk about Yaz. How is she a police officer? Note how quickly she corrects her dad when he calls her a policewoman. She has no authoritative presence. She seems more like a confused teenager than anything else. Is this how diversity and equity policies work in the UK now? Nobody cares to ensure that the candidate is even remotely suitable for the job. God help you if you need help and Yaz is the one that responds. She'll probably start to cry or something. And what was with that scene where Yaz's mother asks if she and the doctor are seeing each other? For the love of God, Chibnall, please don't go down that road. You're going to go down that road, aren't you? Ultimately, this was an absolute abortion of an episode. The spider plot was only there as a very weak backdrop so Chibnall could deliver his political messaging. No doubt the NPCs on that little forum that loves me so much are lapping this up. If I were to write a comedy sketch about how NPCs view the world, it would be this episode. Doctor Who used to be a wonderful show about a man that travels through time in a police box. Now it's about a miscast woman who goes around the universe, but mainly Earth, to show the universe how evil white men are. You know, that demographic that made the show what it was. I say what it was because this isn't Doctor Who. As much as I disliked Moffat's last two series, it was still Doctor Who. This series is nothing but an insult to everything that came before. Hashtag cancel Doctor Who. And that's it for today. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and check out my other channel, Bowles Trek Media, for Blu-ray and technology videos. And as always, everyone, thank you for watching and have a great day.